Hey, y'all, I'm getting back on because I want to share something else with you. I told you all, give me just a second. Hold on just a second. Let me try to let them know that I'm back on. Hold on. Hey, everybody. Let me know that you're there. I'm trying to let the others know that I'm back on. So, really quick, I'm jumping back on because, hold on. I'm jumping back on because Elon Musk gave us, let me see if I can find it really quick. I didn't share the video, so I'm just going to let me play this, share this so they can watch it later. Okay. Elon Musk, and I just told y'all this. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Y'all not gonna believe this. Y'all not gonna believe this. I just told y'all two things on this broadcast, and I did not see this at all. That's why I'm on here for one. But let me just let these people know that I'm back on here. Hold on. Let me just share this. Y'all not gonna believe this. Hold on. Y'all not gonna believe this. Y'all not gonna believe this. God just done confirmed everything that I just told y'all. Wow. Hold on. Sister Suzette, wait till you hear what I'm about to tell you. I hate to send something to y'all this late, but because I know sometimes my phone ring late at night and I be mad because I be trying to go to sleep, but it's okay. This is important. I know y'all tired, so let me hurry and get out of y'all way and say this. I'm tired too, but when it comes to things that are prophetic, baby, I'm going to be wide awake. I got to send this to the people, even if they watch this. Wait till y'all hear what I'm about to share. I just said this just a few minutes ago, and I did not know this. Hold up. Okay, that's good. So I was back on here really quick to let other people know that I'm back on because y'all not going to believe this. I had just said that P. Diddy trial got acquitted. Let's go there because of high profile names. I just said that, y'all. Look on this video right here. The reason P. Diddy was acquitted is is because there is high profile figures on those tapes. And it's the same reason the names of the Epstein's file was never see the light of day. Now, let me tell you, y'all better hear this word. Listen to, I was saying this and didn't even know this, but the reason Elon Musk and President Trump have a vendetta against each other, and Elon Musk said the reason why President Trump do not want to release the Epstein files because he's on it. Now they mad at each other. Now you know when mad they come. The people, Elon is acting a donkey. But guess what? Let me tell you, I know they doing some dirty stuff because I know, first of all, nobody don't want no EVs, period. But to say them EVs are now starting to blow up with people in it, baby, Tesla's, what they call that, the stock market for them that went down. They messing with Elon Musk. Elon Musk is, to you, you will probably look at him like he weird because he made the chip and everything. But hear me, this man is trying to tell you something. Y'all, that they hoping they gonna look at Elon Musk in a weird way. No, it ain't got nothing to do with it. When somebody mad, they gonna tell you the truth. And I'm not saying Elon Musk was never like a person that wasn't weird. He was always weird. But Elon Musk is trying to tell you something. When all of a sudden Elon Musk cars is starting to blow up and everything because they messing with him, Elon Musk knows that President Trump is on that Epstein file list and the P. Diddy, everything. That's why P. Diddy got acquitted. I didn't know none of that. And I just said that. But I'm also getting ready to tell you something. I also told y'all, watch when you find out what's in that big, beautiful bill. And why do you think End Time headline posted Elon Musk? Who? Elon Musk is telling you what's in a big, beautiful bill. Where is that? Where is it? I just seen it. Hold up. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. I just saw it. Hold up. Okay, I don't see it. I'm gonna tell it to y'all. Oh my God, where is it? That's why I came back on here. Hold on. Let's see if I could go back and see if I can find it. I don't see it. But I'm gonna tell you what I just read. The End Time headline. Where did I see that at? Hold up. I saw it. I probably saw it on my phone. Was it on my phone? Let me pull it up on my phone. Y'all not gonna believe this. I'ma just tell it to you. Hold up. You're gonna find it. You know how I always find it. Okay? So the word is, I don't see it right now, but please believe. Hold up. Oh my goodness. I got to get up early in the morning. I'm still up on here. Hold on. I'm scrolling to see if I can find it. I don't see it, but I'm going to find it. I'm going to put it on my Facebook page after I get off of here. Elon Musk said that the big, beautiful bill, inside of it, it has the censorship of you would no longer have free speech. That's what he said. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Hold on. Let me go there. Hold on. Elon is right there. He right. See, the type of person I am when I don't lose the ability to discern. Elon Musk is telling us something, y'all. I'm looking at the article. This is not what I saw. I'm gonna keep scrolling. They showing he's telling you everything, okay? There it is. Elon Musk has publicly voiced his concerns, labeling that the new big beautiful bill as a significant threat to free speech and innovation. In other words, I was telling you, when you're going to find out what's all in that big, beautiful bill later on, you're going to find out people going to start coming on social media saying, did you know that this was under the act of the big, beautiful bill? He wrote a public statement that free speech is going to be a significant threat. I'm going to read it how he has it. This on End Time Headline Ministries. He said, Elon Musk has publicly voiced his concern, labeling the big, beautiful bill as a significant threat to free speech. I told you, you're going to find out that President Trump is not sent by God. And not only that, what was the other one? Someone's sending me something. Let me see. Y'all don't send me nothing unless it's related to what we're watching. Okay. So let me go back to the P. Diddy case because he wrote something about that. Okay, listen to this. In tonight's 8 p.m. Eastern podcast, we will discuss how major key events are coming to a head in Washington regarding a push to expand the Abraham Accord that may include a two-state solution, putting pressure on Israel to agree to divide the land for peace. The leading supreme leader of Iran has put a major bullseye on Trump's back. We also have the controversial big, beautiful bill that has caused the likes of Elon Musk and Ron Paul to sound the alarm regarding the privacy concerning regarding the creation of a mass surveillance state. Baby, hold up. I spent all my little precious voice trying to tell y'all what God was trying to tell me to tell y'all, but I just show you the video because it'd be the same thing. You know, I don't have to be the one to say I said it, but I wanted y'all to see that God was saying these people is up there trying to divide the land. And that's, I think, what he talked about on tonight. Let me see real quick. I don't think he did the video. Hold up. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see, did he do the video? Because he said, oh, it's upcoming. I think it's an upcoming. So let's see something. I'm trying to go down his page to see, did he do a video over there so we could watch it real quick before we go to bed. The End Time. Hold on. I just told you, and he have that up there about P. Diddy too, so I wanted to read that also. Okay, let me see something. I'm kind of scared to click on anything. Okay. Let me see if I could put it on Facebook. So I was going to try to put it up here, but I think he did do his live on Facebook tonight. So see, they did say that P. Diddy got off, but as a result of the people that is on there. I didn't even know that. I know they was talking about him, that he was not going to be prosecuted. Okay. I don't think, I don't see the video on here. I see it on my phone, but I don't see his video on here. Let's see something for me to play it. No, I don't see it. Okay, wait, let's see. No. I'll just play it on my phone and let you listen to it. It says it's starting in 1 minute. I don't think you can skip it. Oh, there it is. Oh, this is not it. This is the maybe I'll just play this one.
In time, but we're living in it, everyone. The very signs foretold in the Bible are unfolding before our eyes, confirming the urgency and the truth of biblical prophecy. And so we're going to do a deep dive into all of these today. And it's some of this stuff I've never reported on the radio before. And so getting ready for a lot of new information, a lot of up-to-date information, because I wanted to provide concrete proof today that we are living in the end time. But first, I want to make an announcement about a Bible study that my wife and I are going to do starting July 10th. Yours and my tax dollars, extracted through global coercion and used to cover up crimes ranging from rape to sex trafficking by their UN peacekeepers who never face justice. Just this past Monday, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, I just read this. Of course, he's a self-described socialist from former Portuguese Prime Minister. He was the #1 socialist on the planet when he was the president of the Socialist International from 1995 to 99. He's now the UN Secretary General. This past Monday, he called for a staggering $4 trillion, with a T, $4 trillion in global aid to meet the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Now, he was speaking in, Valencia, Spain. And he blamed a global financial gap and urged wealthy nations to ramp up their foreign aid and to restructure the global debt and to overhaul their financial systems. All while his own organization, the United Nations, continues expanding its cost and scope. And of course, that's why there's so many. The United Nations is all about wealth redistribution. Read the Sustainable Development Goals and Agenda 21 and all that. All that's very, very, very real. And
I found it, y'all.
Sustainable Development Goals, it's Agenda 2030, right?
I found the other one that okay, this is good to look at. We're going to look at this one tomorrow, hopefully.
Doubling foreign aid.
Hold on. I found the other one. So this is the one I wanted to look at. Okay, let's look at this real quick. I'm going to try to play it fast.
When we do these programs on Monday night. But nevertheless, one of the things at the end of that program, we touched on this a little bit, and we're going to get into this a little bit more today, a little bit more details. So I'm going to pull this up. And that is a top Iranian cleric that has issued a fatwa against President Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu. Now, the reason why this is a big deal, this is one of the most important Shiite clerics in the entire world who made this declaration. The Grand Ayatollah Makarim Shirazi of the Iranian holy city of Qom has just issued a fatwa, which is what officially declares Donald Trump to be an enemy of God. Not only Donald Trump, but Benjamin Netanyahu, which I suspect was probably already on that list. But nevertheless, in Iran, those that are designated to be enemies of God under Islamic law are typically executed. So just to let you know the severity of this announcement and this declaration that this Iranian cleric has made. According to Iranian news source, the reason why the Grand Ayatollah has issued this fatwa is because Trump threatened Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khomeini, and other top Iranian officials. Now, again, for us Westerners that are watching or maybe listening to this, we hear this, somebody coming out and making a statement like this, declaring them to be an enemy of God. We brush this off as rhetoric or nonsense. But again, in Shia Islam, it is a technical theological term that has grave implications. For example, and I want to credit Michael Snyder. I'm going to read a little bit from his article. He did a little bit more research on this, so we're going to credit that. This is going to be my source for what we're talking about here. But he points out in his article and his research that one example of this is the fatwa that was issued against Salman Rushdie. After the fatwa was issued, Rushdie had to live in hiding. He was forced to live in hiding for years, but eventually an attacker caught up with him anyway. Now, and think about that, okay? Now President Trump is facing a very similar threat. The Grand Ayatollah is calling on all Muslims around the world to work together to make a criminal American president, quote, pay for what he has done. Now, in light of the recent events that's taken place here in the West, here in America, the event that took place in Colorado, what happened up in Washington, what happened in New York, this can have very serious and grave implications to it. I'm going to just read what he said. This is his official statement. Quote, after threats were made by the criminal American president and the leaders of the child-killing Zionist regime against the leader of the Islamic Revolution, Ayatollah Sayyid Ali Khamenei, and the senior Shiite clerics known as Marja, a group of believers submitted a request to His Eminence Grand Ayatollah Makarim Shirazi regarding the duties of Muslims in response to such threats. Grand Ayatollah Makarim response to the question put forward by his followers is as follows, quote, any person or regime that threatens a leader or Marja, which literally translates to may God forbid, is considered an enemy of God. Again, the statement was made in response to the questions that was given to him. Quote, the senior Iranian Shia Marja, excuse me, guys, I keep tripping over that word, added that any cooperation or support for that enemy by Muslims or Islamic states is haram or forbidden. It is necessary for all Muslims around the world to make these enemies regret their words and mistakes. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a direct threat. That is a direct threat from the highest Ayatollah in Iran, and he's just made this known to the world. He's just given the call to Muslims around the world. Now, here's the concerning part of this. Was this a green light for the sleeper cells to be activated? And because we know they're here, sleeper cells are here in America, and that's been confirmed by FBI, CIA officials, Department of Homeland Security, military operatives. Everybody has confirmed this. That this is not gossip or hearsay. This is a real thing. Now the question is, where? Where are they? we could probably take a guess of probably at least 3 locations. You could think of 3 major cities in America: New York, Chicago, DC. There's 3 of them. We know this. Even in California, guaranteed. Minnesota, are you kidding me? Michigan, are you kidding me? He went on to say that if a Muslim who abides by his Muslim duties suffer hardship or loss in their campaign, they will be rewarded a fighter in the way of God, God willing. This, ladies and gentlemen, again, make no doubts about this. This is a threat. This is a direct threat from Iran to the President of the United States. Now, this fatwa has been formally issued. Now that it has, Donald Trump, Benjamin Netanyahu, excuse me, and other high-ranking Israeli officials are officially considered to be the Moharib from this point forward. Now, let's dig a little bit deeper in the understanding of what is this Moharib. It is a term used to describe someone who wages war against God, the state, or who is an enemy of God. It is typically used in the context of Sharia law to refer to individuals who take up arms against the government. The charge is often associated with the death penalty, particularly when applied to those who allegedly use weapons to threaten public security. In other words, those who are designated as Moharib in Iran are usually executed. Now, if you think this is not a big deal and you don't think that this is a real threat, look what just happened recently when, I'm going to read this article. Iranian crowds chant death to America and Israel during the funeral for top commanders and scientists killed in Israeli strikes. Again, these were people that was pouring into the street. Thousands of enraged Iranians burned the U.S. flag and chanted death to America and Israel on Saturday as the Islamic Republic buried the head of its armed forces and other top commanders who were killed during the 12-day war. And again, here is pictures of this. Again, I know some of you guys are listening by Apple or by Spotify, but we're looking at an image literally that is thousands of Iranians in the streets chanting death to America, death to Israel. Again, this is an example. This is a slice of what we're talking about here. And if you think for a moment, guys, that there is none of these people here, that there's none of these in America, then again, please show me the rock you're sleeping under. What cave are you living in? Because this is a reality. Meanwhile, you have to wonder about this. This was on X or Twitter, formerly known as Twitter. Barricades are being placed around the White House and Treasury amid speculation. In other words, why? Overnight, construction crews in Washington, D.C. have been observed erecting large anti-scale barricades around the White House and the U.S. Treasury. This unusual activity has sparked widespread speculation among social media users about potential major announcements or events. The Secret Service has not provided an official reason for these enhanced security measures, leading to a mix of concern and curiosity. Now, one speculation is once they finalize this big, quote unquote, beautiful bill, and we'll talk more about that in just a second. I'm going to give you what Elon Musk recently come out and said about this bill. And that feud between Trump and Elon is far from over, and it's only getting worse. But Elon Musk, now he's a whistleblower, and he's come forward and he's making some statements that are pretty shocking. Think about everything that has taken place with the bombing of Iran. You have this bill's getting ready to pass, and now we're literally 3 days away from commemorating Independence Day on July 4th. Now, already law enforcement authorities from coast to coast are already put on a state of high alert. Quote, since the announcement of the U.S. airstrikes in Iran last Saturday, major states such as California and New York have been placed on high alert for threats. Earlier this week, Homeland Security announced that it arrested 11 Iranian nationals who were illegally in the country, including an alleged sniper. Are you hearing that? The 11 men were arrested across the country, including from California,
Y'all,
Colorado, Maryland, New York.
this is nobody but God that we on this video tonight, baby, because I'm telling you, I wouldn't have seen this earlier. Excuse me, I'm eating. But I wouldn't have seen this earlier. And this make all of the difference in the world. The fact that President Trump have a hit out on him from the Muslim nation, and they literally are saying debt to America, debt to Israel. So he's coming up with this peace, trying to get this peace treaty. But watch what he's going to tell you. He's telling you that the feud with President Trump and Elon Musk has gotten real serious. And the thing about it is people saying, oh, Elon is just mad. Elon is mad because they messing with him and the EVs and trying to burn up his stuff. Well, why are they trying to burn up his stuff? You got to understand these are some very powerful people. And Elon is wealthy, but when they all crowded on President Trump's side to silence Elon Musk. Basically, what Elon is telling you is the truth. Elon Musk is telling you there's some very powerful people. He didn't say powerful people. He said President Trump was on Epstein Islands and that list. He said everything else they want to show you this, and he was up there, uncovering everything, and he literally told you the reason why Trump say he gonna open this file, open that file. He opened everything else, but he won't open the Epstein files. That's when Joseph Z came online, a prophet, saying if President Trump is on Epstein's files list and Elon Musk is telling the truth. Well, yeah, Elon Musk is telling the truth. Y'all say Elon Musk, God was using him before. Now, all of a sudden, he ain't in the White House no more. Don't get mad at him now. You know how people are when they tell the truth. They going to tell you something. Now they mad. Oh, Elon Musk is telling you, the reason why Trump don't want to open the Epstein files because he owned it. That's what he said. Now, all of a sudden, he's telling you, and by the way, y'all need to look at this bill that President Trump is passing because it has freedom of speech issues in there. Watch what he's going to tell you. That's why I said, y'all going to find out. I just said, and I did not know this about P. Diddy. I just said, y'all going to find out what's in that big, beautiful bill, and it's so big, you're going to find out it ain't so beautiful later on, because what they do is they hide all kind of stuff in big old bills like that. And they put all kind of stuff, and you're going to find out you don't have freedom no more. You're going to find out the stuff that he put in that bill, and all of them signed it, and they ain't going to read the fine print. And they got a lot of stuff that is going to be saying, I have the right to come in your house and take your child. That's the kind of stuff going to be in it. And then on top of that, I said, the issue with P. Diddy, they silencing P. Diddy are going to throw this out of court. And I didn't even know they threw it out of court. I'm just saying, I'm just talking. Baby, I said they going to throw this out of court because they realize it's too many big people that they don't want to be named. And they'll rather say, shut this thing down right here, because if all of this got to be uncovered, they involved. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Literally, did I know that they acquitted him when I saw that on his page just now. I say, now, God is trying to give us an understanding, but y'all said, and I'm telling you, Joseph Z said, if Elon Musk, and he's saying it like, if Elon Musk is telling the truth, he said, if Elon Musk is telling the truth that President Trump was on Epstein's Island, he said, you know what? He said, just like anybody else need to be prosecuted, he need to be prosecuted as well. But he was saying God sent Trump at first, but he came back and he said, if he was on Epstein Island and they say I'm paused. They probably censoring what I'm saying. Y'all can't hear what I'm saying now? Hello? You can hear me? Everybody say I'm paused. Is it just one person? It's just you, Denise? Put a 1 on the screen if y'all was able to hear everything I was saying. They probably kicked me out. Could you hear me, Willie? Y'all let me know if y'all was able to hear what I'm saying. I'm going to put the video back on. I'm going to trust that y'all was able to hear what I
in Texas. Now, in case you missed that, among the 11 Iranian nationals was an alleged sniper. Why are we not hearing anything about this?
Yeah.
Why am I not hearing this on Fox News?
You not.
News Nation, CNN, NBC, ABC, CBS, MSNBC. Why am I not hearing about this? Why am I not hearing about it anywhere? Now, I don't know if you guys know who Steve Quayle is, but he was in a recent interview with Greg Hunter. And on that podcast or that interview, he warned that our enemies could choose what he called was asymmetrical warfare against us. I'm going to give you a quote. Everyone should learn the term asymmetrical warfare. This is what you see when you're talking terrorism. Now, he gives you a basic understanding of this. We're talking about refineries being blown up, wildfires being initiated at a much higher pace than ever before. Now, remember, we've been talking about this for a long time, guys. Refineries being blown up, all these sudden train derailments, these situations with aircrafts. We've got food distribution centers catching on fire mysteriously. All these things happen. Look what literally just happened. You had the ambush in Idaho, where an individual deliberately started this wildfire to draw in firefighters and rescue crew and police, only to fire on them. This is the kind of stuff that we're talking about here. This is what you would define again as, quote, asymmetrical warfare. And we have to, and before we move on from this point, you have to remember who you're dealing with, guys. When we're talking about this is a radical sect of Islam that they are not afraid of death. In fact, this is a death cult. They embrace it. They believe in 72 virgins in the afterlife. They believe they're doing the duty of Allah, and they will carry this out. They have no problem with this. If they are able to do this, they will absolutely jump on board with doing this. So I want to encourage everyone. Now, we did this last night on our prayer segment. If you have not yet put Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu on your prayer list, if you're not already, and you really need to pray for them and intercede for them and ask God to protect them. Now, you may be watching, and you say, well, I'm not a fan of Trump. I'm not a fan of Netanyahu. I didn't vote for Trump. I'm not Republican. I'm not conservative. Well, listen, if you're a believer and you call yourself a Christian, according to the book of Romans, we are called to pray for those in positions of leadership that it may go well with our nation or our country. Okay. Second of all, if you consider Trump or Netanyahu your enemy, even Jesus himself said we are to pray for our enemies and bless those who despitefully use us. So there you go. It's covered on both ends. So I'm just throwing that out there, giving you what I believe we should be doing. All right. Meanwhile, this is an interesting piece from Prophecy News Watch. I want to get into this. Here's the headline: What happens in Washington next week could reshape Israel and the Middle East. Now, why? What's going on here, Brother Ricky? Well, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is heading to Washington on Monday. So not yesterday, but the following. This is after 4th of July weekend, all that. So next Monday, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is headed to Washington along with Strategic Affairs Minister Ron Dermer. The Israeli cabinet, according to reports, now the reason why Netanyahu is heading to Washington is he's trying to work out a deal with Trump, and Trump has already posted about this on Truth Social, calling for a deal to, quote, get the hostages back. The message, paired with whispers of a massive regional realignment, raises critical questions, and that is a Gaza deal centered on the hostages being quietly tied to an expanded Abraham Accords. Now, I don't want to go into the details about the Abraham Accords. We just did a whole podcast on that, and we went in great detail about that. So you can look at that in our archives, go on our podcast, on our app. You can find all that there. Now, inside the Abraham Accords, there is current negotiations as a potential framework being floated. Arab nations, perhaps Egypt, Jordan, or even Saudi Arabia, could temporarily take over governance or security responsibility in Gaza following a ceasefire and the return of Israeli hostages. The agreement would help sideline Hamas while maintaining Arab control in the eyes of the region. In exchange, Israel would scale down military operations and exit from the Gaza Strip. Let me say that again. In exchange, Israel would scale down its military operations and exit from the Gaza Strip. Now, will Israel be pressured to agree to a deal that leaves Hamas intact in any form, even by proxy? Will global powers use the return of Israeli hostages as leverage to push broader territorial concessions in Gaza, Judea, or even the Golan Heights? Now, in the midst of all this, consequently, Trump literally this week signed an executive order lifting sanctions on Syria.
At this afternoon, the president will be signing an executive order to terminate the United States sanctions program on Syria. And this is in an effort to promote and support the country's path to stability and peace. The order will remove sanctions on Syria while maintaining sanctions on the former President Assad, his associates, human rights abusers, drug traffickers, persons linked to chemical weapons activities, ISIS and their affiliates, and Iranian proxies. And this is, again, an action that the president promised and shocked the world with in Saudi Arabia, because he's committed to supporting a Syria that is stable, unified, and at peace with itself and its neighbors. The president met with Syria's new president when we were in the Middle East, as you know. And so this is another promise made and promise kept by this president to promote peace and stability in the region.
But look what we have here. Well, Syria. Look at this headline, guys. Syria demands Israeli withdrawal from demilitarized zone in exchange for peace deal. Let's read a little bit about this. Syria's new regime is prepared to recognize Israel as part of a deal ending the state of war that has existed between the two countries for 77 years. This is according to reports by Lebanese, Israeli, and both Turkish media outlets. On Monday, the Hezbollah-aligned, Lebanon-based Al-Akhbar outlet cited multiple Syrian officials who claimed the intense discussions are underway with the government of Syrian President Ahmed al-Shari regarding a potential deal with Israel. The Trump administration, which recently lifted sanctions on Syria, has pressed Damascus, there you go, talk about prophecy, they have a prophecy on them, to join the Abraham Accords and reach a, quote, comprehensive peace deal with Israel, normalizing relations between the two countries. However, President al-Shari reported welcomes the idea of establishing a diplomatic relations with Israel, while many within the new regime are said to be pushing for a limited agreement. According to the report, Syrian hardliners had conveyed to the U.S. their misgivings over a broad deal, suggesting instead that Syria and Israel merely signed a memorandum of understanding establishing agreed upon security procedures for the Israeli-Syria frontier. Now, it is unclear whether such an agreement would formally terminate the state of war, which has existed between the two countries since Israel's established it in 1948, a condition sought by the U.S. and reportedly accepted by Syria's president. The security agreement proposed by some in al-Shari's government would restore the Israeli-Syria frontier to the line set by the 74 agreement, linked after the 73 Yom Kippur War, under which Israel ceded parts of the Golan Heights to form a demilitarized zone under Syrian civil control. Following the ouster of Syrian President Bashar Assad last December, Israel seized the demilitarized zone and has operated sporadically deeper into southwestern Syria, attacking pro-Iranian militias and supporting minority groups from attack by Islamic fundamentalists. All right, now, according to a report by Israel's Hebrew Daily, this is a affiliate there in Hebrew, in Israel, under a possible deal being drafted. Listen to this: Israel would gradually withdraw from areas occupied since 2024 of December, returning them to Syria. Syrian sources have suggested, listen to this, the Golan Heights could be turned into a peace garden for joint economic projects of Syria, Israel, and possibly Jordan, which borders the strategic plateau. President al-Shari, whatever, has indicated that he doesn't hate Israel and that he, quote, wants peace on that border. Ladies and gentlemen, we are, in case you have not figured this out yet, we are in the season of peace and safety. Right now, we're in the season of peace and safety. When they shall say peace and safety. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. That's where we're at. We're in the season of peace and safety. Now, let's talk about Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has floated normalization in exchange for impossible demands. One of them is they want a Palestinian state, which is the division of Jerusalem, and a freeze on settlement growth in Judea and Samaria. Now, again, I'm going to say that again. Saudi Arabia wants to be a part of the Abrahamic Accords. They want peace in the Middle East, but their contingency is they want a Palestinian state, which will require the division of Jerusalem and a freeze on settlement growth in both Judea and Samaria. So as this thing continues to unfold in real time, there is growing concern that a new Gaza governance plan, whether via Arab states or international coalitions, may become a backdoor path to Palestinian statehood. If Israel halts its military efforts and permits external actors to step in, the world will label it, quote, progress. But in reality, it may become the first brick or first step in a rebuilt road towards dividing the land once again. Wow. So there's a lot of pressure, guys, that's mounting. And it's all building up, and it's centered around the Middle East. Trump is absolutely spearheading this. We talked about this on another podcast. He wants his legacy to be peace in the Middle East. Yes. And this is why he was so upset, and he dropped an F-bomb on live television. Yeah. Because when he started seeing that crumble, it got him really fired up, because this is what he wants his legacy to be. And again, we have to ask ourselves, how far will he push Israel? Will Israel be pressured by Saudi Arabia, by Syria, by Egypt, by
Remember, I told y'all President Trump cursed on television, like he really showed his true colors, and y'all say God sent him. Okay. And he just upset because what he's trying to do to make his name great is not working. But it's gonna work. President Trump, chill out. You gonna make everything that the beast wants you to do. It's gonna happen because it's in the Bible. At the end of the day, like he's saying, the way they're going to get their peace, they're going to have to be pressured to divide Israel. That's the point I'm trying to get you to see.
Lebanon, and by who knows who else is going to be involved in this? Is there going to be all this international pressure? Because you have to remember something, guys. Let's go back to prophecy. We always go back to the Word of God, because that is going to be the end game. Now, I typically don't do this very often. I usually stick to King James or New King James, but I want to show you some different angles of translations of this. This is from Zechariah's warning of what will happen to Jerusalem in the last days. This is Zechariah 12. I want to read this. This message concerning the fate of Israel came from the Lord. This message, again, this is from the New Living Translation, guys, is from the Lord who stretched out the heavens, laid the foundations of the earth, and formed the human spirit. Listen to verse 2, Zechariah 12:2, New Living Translation. I will make Jerusalem like an intoxicating drink that makes the nearby nations stagger when they send their armies to besiege Jerusalem and Judah. On that day, I will make Jerusalem an immovable rock. All the nations will gather against it to move it. Let me say that again. All nations will gather against Jerusalem to try to move it. But look at this. They will only hurt themselves. Now we're going to do the same thing with the prophet Joel. Let's go to Joel chapter 3. I want to read this. At the time of those events, says the Lord, when I restore the prosperity of Judah and Jerusalem, that's already happened. That's been fulfilled in prophecy. Jerusalem has blossomed again. It's prospered again. The people has come back to the land. All that's taken place. Now watch this. Then look what he says. I will gather the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and there I will judge them. This is a future judgment. It's a future war where the nations will be judged. And look what he says. They will be judged there for harming my people, my special possession. Again, this is Israel. For scattering my people among the nations and for dividing up my land. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we know where this is going prophetically. That we may be in the season of peace and safety right now. But eventually, we got to go to the second part of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, which says, and then sudden destruction shall come. We know, according to the prophets of the Bible,
My God.
the day will come when all the nations, including America, will turn their back on Israel and they'll turn against Jerusalem, and they will put their hand in the mix of trying to
Hold up, baby. I am so proud of God. You know why? Because this goes to show you how God is using us prophets. I never saw this video, y'all. I'm glad I did my video first. Now he on here saying what I was telling y'all redundantly, that God is saying that all of these people gonna come up against Israel, including America, and sudden destruction gonna come. End of story. I'm not in this, God. That's all I'm here to tell y'all. Y'all might not understand. Y'all president that y'all say God sent him is going to make sudden destruction come up on America when they divide that land. Because they dividing the land in the name of peace and safety. They're trying to make everybody sign the peace deal, and we're going to make peace. And how we going to do this? We're going to divide the land. God say they going to do it. When they say peace and safety, God say they going to do it. They going to say peace and safety. When they say peace and safety, what are they trying to say peace and safety about? They're coming to an agreement, and they're all trying to make things work. They say the only way we'll sign this deal is y'all divide the land. And it's because we're trying to make peace, and we're going to make peace, sudden destruction going to come. And he already told you that America is going to be a part of this. And really what they didn't tell you was Trump is going to be the ringleader. I'm about to go to bed. Y'all go ahead and finish watching this if y'all want to. I was trying to tell y'all this all along. Maybe I'm a little slow. Maybe I'm trying. No, I'm just teasing. But what I was trying to tell you is what the Lord is saying through him, the very same thing. God is saying Trump is making peace. And the only way they're going to sign that peace treaty is if they say they divide Israel. When they're going to do that, sudden destruction. Because the only way they're going to get the peace treaty and the deal is that they divide Israel. It's going to be in there. They're talking about it right now. Sister Denise, we just came off a video. I might have was on that video for 1 hour. I'm letting y'all know they're talking about coming up with the peace treaty. And what's on the table is them dividing the land. It's the only way they could make this peace treaty doable for everybody. And they say the only way we're going to make this peace treaty work is that we divide Israel. That's what they're talking about. It's on every news right now. When they going to make that deal and they going to say, we got peace, y'all, but we got to divide Israel. You might as well go ahead and hang it up, because sudden destruction going to come. Who's spearheading this? President Trump? The man that they say prophetically God sent him? No, God wouldn't send nobody to divide his land. That's a whole lie. So I'm trying to tell you, God is trying to tell the prophets, to tell the people, they're going to get that peace treaty. They're going to get that peace treaty. So sudden destruction going to come. God didn't say if they say peace and safety. He didn't say that. He say when they say peace and safety. He say, then sudden destruction gonna come. They working on that peace treaty right now, and it's on the table that they divide the land. When they come to an agreement, the only way we could come to an agreement with this peace treaty is that y'all divide the land. Sudden destruction gonna happen, and guess what? It's gonna happen to America. When you heard Brandon Biggs tell you when they signed that peace treaty, 3 days later, destruction gonna happen in America. He ain't been wrong yet. And hear me by way of the Spirit. He's been wrong on supporting Trump and saying he the man at first, but he ain't saying that no more. Because he's saying if they sign that peace treaty to divide Israel, they saying right now, if they say we gonna sign this peace treaty to divide Israel, he telling you within 3 days, the default line gonna split America in half. Guess what? I'm trying to tell you, this is the reason, y'all, I got to get up early in the morning right now. I'm not on here. I stopped braiding my hair. Holy Spirit say, get on here, because they do not know the mandate. God say, this is the mandate, but God say they going to do it, because he say, when they say peace and safety. See, I got that revelation while I was on here with y'all. When they say peace and safety, sudden destruction going to break loose, because they think they're going to get peace and safety when they're going to divide Israel. See, Sister Denise, they're talking right now about peace and safety, and they talking about the Abraham Accord, and they're saying that the Abraham Accord is contingent upon them dividing Israel, baby. That's what's that's what's in between the peace and safety. They say the only way we're going to get everybody to agree with this, we got to divide Israel. When they going to try to divide Israel, baby, guess what? God say when they say peace and safety. President Trump say, I got good news. We all came to an agreement. And Joshua Giles, I don't follow him or nothing, but somebody say, and just because you out of order don't mean that God can't use you, because I don't believe Joshua Giles did some things that God is not pleased with, but he said he saw the White House split down the middle. Guess what? Because Trump is going to forge that deal, and everybody, I hope I'm wrong, and I'm not prophesying, but I believe that they are going to come to an agreement with this peace treaty, and it's under the Abraham Accord, and I believe they're going to do it. And if they do it, it's based on them dividing Israel. And that's why Brandon Biggs said, prophetically, if they sign that deal to split up Israel, America is going to split down the middle. All I'm telling you is, if you save, we're not panicking on the fueling station. If you save, you better ask God to keep you in this hour, because that's what I just told you. We're going to be on Clubhouse interceding and praying, because God told me this was the mandate. He said, maybe they don't know what they need to be praying, right? You don't know what the mandate is. You better be praying that when judgment hit America, because Trump is spearheading them dividing Israel, so in the name of peace, so he could be the Prince of Peace. You ain't the prince. There's only one Prince of Peace, and that's Jesus. But he wants to go down in history for bringing peace to the Middle East on the back of splitting the land of Israel up. If he got to go that far to become the Prince of Peace, because they already, Israel already told Trump he was the Prince of Peace. Yes, they did. Go look it up. But Trump is so bent on becoming the Prince of Peace. Like the man say, he let go of F-bomb. Yes, he did. He did that last week. And I say, oh, you're so presidential, you cussing now? So please believe Trump is mad that he cannot make this peace deal. So he doing whatever he have to do to make this peace deal, even if it means he have to split up Israel. And that's in all the newspapers right now. Over there, it ain't in America. They ain't talking about that too much in America. while I didn't think many saw it being Trump. I told, see, Sister Denise, this is what the Lord told me. He said, tell the people, I did not send President Trump. He said, and you will see in the months and the years to come, the prophetic word God gave me, I wrote it down right here, signed and dated it. It was on July the 10th, 2024. I heard the Lord say, Donald J. Trump is not sent by me. That is, that he is a decoy to lead the people's heart from me. He said, you will see this in the years and months to come. I asked, how will I know this is truly you and not my own, not my spirit or the enemy? I immediately tested the spirit. I asked, is Jesus Lord? I heard Jesus is not only Lord, he is God. The Lord say, Trump, I didn't send him. He said, the prophets that saying I didn't send them. God said, you will see in the future, I didn't send Trump. And I told the people on here tonight, the Lord is showing you he didn't send Trump, because God would never send somebody that's even considering, can y'all make a deal? Well, we have to consider splitting the land. Go find the scriptures that say what will happen to the nation and the people that want to divide the land. God underneath his signature. Anybody that try to split my land, what's going to happen to them? And this was written by God. And you mean to tell me you say God sent him? God say you will see in a few months that I did not send him. A few months and a couple of years. He say in a few months, he say you will see in let me read it to you, because I don't like to say nothing other than what God said. This was exactly when God gave me this word. God gave me this word at 7:30 p.m. I was going to get ready to go to bed. I heard the Lord say, Donald J. Trump, and he did call him by his whole name, is not sent by me, that he is a decoy to lead the people heart from me. He said, you will see this in the years and months to come. And what are we seeing? It's not a year, it's in a months to come. God said it'll start unfolding, that you'll know that I did not send nobody to divide my land. And that's what they are considering in this peace deal. Trump has done a lot of things. Right now, this big, beautiful bill is a surveillance state. The big, beautiful bill is a surveillance state. Elon Musk is telling you the truth. And the people are saying, oh, he's just mad at Trump. I could differentiate the fact that he's mad at Trump, but he's still telling the truth. See, you got to stop looking at, oh, he mad because he ain't in administration no more. No, Elon Musk is not in that administration because as a person, he realized some of the stuff that Trump was doing was personally going to affect him. Now, imagine if you found out some of the stuff that's in that bill going to affect you too. And it is. See, Elon Musk took it personal that this, what you doing is going to hurt us. And so he left. And it's not only going to hurt Elon millions of dollars, it's going to hurt the little man in various ways. Y'all going to see. But I told you, God don't renege on his promises. We stood in the presence of the Lord and made a covenant before God at the beginning of the year for our first fruit. God, I gave you my whole entire year, and I know you're going to take care of me. God ain't a man that he going to lie. He don't renege. He don't tell you to do certain things. And when things come into earth, I'm going to change my mind. That's the reason why you should have first fruited. That's the reason why we should have been before the Lord at the beginning of the year. Give him our real new year, not no man-made new year, and then ask God to cover us. I bet you we covered. I'm not a betting woman, but I'm telling you we covered because God is faithful. So at the end of the day, this was what I was telling y'all right here. And the reason why I came on here to show you this video, because I was floored that what God had just gave me to tell y'all he confirmed it on his page and on this on the video. Elon Musk say, y'all just don't know, in that big beautiful bill they have stuff in there that y'all don't know nothing about. I just told you that. And then on top of that, P. Diddy, they don't want P. Diddy to go to trial. They don't want nothing else to come out, because some of them people like Trump is on is they don't want to expose them. And I'm telling you, Elon Musk wasn't lying when he said Trump do not want to open up. Trump opened up all them other files, but he don't want to open that file with what's his name, Epstein Isle. And guess what? He on that island. He don't want to open that up because Elon say he on the list, y'all. And that's when Joseph Z came back and said, if Trump is on that list, he need to be prosecuted like everybody else. You see, but I got a problem with that, because you told the people that Trump was sent by God. See, the Lord gave me the truth when he gave me that word, because he knew that I didn't know what to tell the people. I say, well, if Trump gonna do right, then so be it. But I don't know, y'all. I say, I don't know. I say, I don't know. I saw two faces on Trump when he first came in office, and so did Marcus Rogers. He stopped saying that part, but Marcus Rogers said on one of his videos one day that when he seen Trump, he saw two faces. And I say, that's what God is showing me. But Marcus Rogers started riding a train with Trump, like Marcus was Trump was the answer. I say, no. I say, God showed me President Trump had two faces, and I'm gonna stick with that. And I say, well, he's doing right towards Israel now. I say, but that don't mean nothing. I don't know what Trump gonna do. I say, Trump could turn, and I made everybody scared and mad. I say, Trump could be the Antichrist. So y'all sitting up there thinking because he doing good. I say the Antichrist gonna come doing good, y'all. And people was like, no, but he really is for Israel. I say the Israel gonna be in love with the Antichrist for 3 years until he turn on them. So it doesn't matter. And so I say I could look at Trump and look at him with a loose hand and say he could be good today and change tomorrow. I say, but if y'all can't consider that, then that means that you'll be like, oh, no, Trump can't do no wrong. Trump could be the Antichrist tomorrow, or the Antichrist could be the Antichrist tomorrow, and today he could be a nice guy. At the end of the day, you lose your ability to hear from God when you make up your mind already. God could show you something that you can't see, and you're going to be like, no, God, I don't want to see that because I already believe this. I don't believe nothing that God don't tell me. If he don't tell me, I don't know. I don't know. You remember I said that, right? At the end of the day, the Lord knew that I refused to say anything because I didn't know. And when I went to get on my knees to go to bed and pray, the Lord gave me that word. I grabbed my notebook. I wrote it down. The very next day when I woke up, my spiritual son called me, inbox me and showed me a picture of Trump and Elon Musk on the taking pictures and stuff together. And I say, this must be what God is showing me. But God was showing me that President Trump was going to go in another direction, like all by himself. Look what Trump is doing right now. At the end of the day, y'all, if he bring this nation under judgment, only those that have been in God and God knows that they are his, God is going to spare those. And that is the reason why I thank God that I don't have to do nothing. I thank God that I ain't got to hurry up and go do this. We going to go pray, but I don't have to hurry up and go pray. I ain't got to hurry up and do nothing because I've been living in such a way that God knows that I'm his servant. And that's why I try to tell you that when you serve God and you serve God with all of your heart, your soul, your mind, and your might, when devastation comes, you don't have to change nothing because you've been living right and living holy. And guess what? God's going to know you in this season. God is going to let the angels pass over you, and he's going to keep us in this hour. All I need you to do is trust God. All you have to do is take them scriptures and say, God, this is your word. This is what you said. And I'm going to believe this word. Everything else could be a lie, but not the word of God. I'm standing with God. Okay. Finish watching this video. I'm going to put the link to it on the screen. I love this man of God. We're going to start sowing. When you sow to this ministry, I'm going to start sowing to his ministry from the fueling station, because I do sow to different ministries. Okay. And I'm going to start sowing to this man of God, because we don't even know each other, and we be on point. I'm telling you, this ministry and what God be showing me. And then I'll go find something that, like, even the other headline ministry, it's called another one called the End Time ministries. They on point too. They on point. And I don't be seeing what they saying until God give me what I say. And then later on, I'll see something that they say, and it's confirmation. So at the end of the day, I love Brother Ricky. That's why I play all of his videos all the way through, so that you could see that it is him, and he's trustworthy. He has not got anything wrong. He did say he voted for Trump, and he said, now I see Trump is going and forward in the beast system. He's the only man that I hear saying the truth. He said Trump is going into the beast system. He said, now I voted for him, but I didn't know that he was going to do all this. At least he humbled himself and say, now I see Trump is going into the beast system. At least he's saying it, because the other one's still saying, yeah, Trump is the man. No, Trump is doing some stuff that y'all know is evil. Now tell me God sent Trump. If God say he told people not to divide his land, tell me God sent him now. He had them people sitting around the table trying to negotiate dividing the land. If we divide Israel and we can make a peace treaty, we can make a peace treaty with y'all. If you divide the land, okay, you want peace that bad that you considering dividing the land. God don't care if you don't know. He say, whoever divide Israel, judgment is going to come to them. Okay, so please meet us, Brother Willie, Sister Denise, anybody on here, K-Mac. We're going to be on Clubhouse tomorrow at 7:30, maybe give or take a little bit, maybe earlier, maybe later, but we're going to be over there praying and interceding. If anybody is on here and they don't have Clubhouse, or you do, go to Clubhouse, find the fueling station, and we will come on. Turn your notifications on. We'll come on at 7:30. We're going to be interceding and praying that God will pass over the fueling station, because they're going to get that peace treaty, and they're going to divide the land, and God going to send that judgment, and it's America. That's the reason why he say America is going to be one of them people that is going to be a part of dividing Israel. Listen to this part.
Divide Jerusalem for gain. So why am I telling you this? I just want to prepare you now in the event in the next 3 years. If Donald Trump, who is the sitting president of the United States, if this thing begins to happen a lot faster than what we anticipate, and you see him putting all kinds of pressure and using other nations, again, other Arab nations with America, begin to put incredible pressure on Israel to divide Jerusalem and to surrender land up in the name of peace. Don't freak out. Don't lose your mind. I can't believe Trump would do this. I can't believe it. Prophecy has to be fulfilled. And if this man, I'm telling you, he is determined to leave a legacy of peace. And he's already, guys, in the interview where he dropped the F-bomb, he said, I'm not happy with Israel right now. He called them out. So don't think that just because, we know that Trump has a lot of support for Israel. We know that his faith team and those among his faith team are huge advocates of Israel. They're huge supporters of Israel. Israel's even called Trump the greatest president and the greatest friend they've ever had and supporter. But again, we have to remember a couple things here. Number one, Trump is huge about his own legacy.
Hello.
And if you think this guy, I don't care what, you can get mad at me if you want, but if you think this guy will not throw people under the bus to achieve his goal.
They not only call President Trump a huge advocate. They actually said President Trump was the Prince of Peace. Now go find that. I played it over here. The Israelites called, and Netanyahu gave President Trump a plaque, and on the plaque, they call him the Prince of Peace. Okay. So President Trump is more like trying to be this. Remember, I told you a person that they get the role in a play, and they are the leading man. President Trump is the leading man, and he letting this go to his head. Because you acting a part, they all behind you. You know that you got clearance to do everything that you're doing, but you believe in your own hype. So now you thinking in your mind, I'm really this great guy that can invincible, that I could do anything. Well, you really think you're invincible if you think you could divide the land. See, President Trump want to be the man that goes down, and being the person that bring peace to the Middle East. Remember, that's a part that you're playing, though. Now you really believe in your own hype, because that's just like me being Rocky in a movie and then come out the movie and still think I'm Rocky. Baby, you can't do none of that stuff that you did in the movie in real life. You're not really this invincible, Trump. God will strike you down. So you believe in your own hype. That's just like all them people that got all them fake followers. They got 1 million fake followers. And they thinking, I'm this big YouTuber. When you know you paying for all of them likes and your followers. That's why they tell you, don't be fussing with them people, those bots in the comment section. So Trump is believing his own hype. He's believing that he's the man for the hour. He's believing that he's really invincible. This is just the role that you're playing. Baby, when actors step out of their role, they know they got to go back to their ordinary life. Trump is believing the hype, y'all. That's what people are doing. They believe the hype. You done pay for all of this stuff, and you really believe you this great, got all of these people following you, even if you know all of that's bots. You don't care if Cindy Trim says he asked this boy, how do you have such 1 million followers? He said, I pay for them. Cindy Trim say, so you could just buy likes and followers? He say, yes. She say he did that. They were talking about that years and years ago. But why? I could understand people saying, but why let that go to your head? You know, in your mind, you paid for them likes. So why would you be acting like you all of that? You convince them that you all of that, but please don't lie to yourself. That's how people do. They lie to other people, but they start lying to themselves too. They start believing them lies. Like, please understand that this is fake. And so President Trump and all of these presidents have to play their part. But President Trump is really acting like, I'm really Rocky. No, you're not. You only have the clearance to play that part. But now you really starting to believe that you're what the actors wrote the role for you to play. You believe that. I'm going to need you to step away from the role, sir. I'm going to need you to come down and really be your own self and realize you are this orange. Now, I don't have nothing against President Trump, okay, personally. I mean, other than the stuff that he's doing. I don't dislike him. I don't hate Obama. I don't like Obama. I don't have no ill feelings or good feeling. I'm not partial to them, either good or bad. So at the end of the day, nobody can say, oh, well, you partial to them. No, I'm not, because I'm not even affiliated. And if God would have said Trump was the man, I would have said Trump is the man. If God say Trump is not the man, I'm going to say God, Trump is not the man. And guess what God said? Trump is not the man. And that's what he said. So when a prophet or a person that wants to be able to hear from God, you cannot make your determination concerning anything. You just got to be limbo. You got to be limbo. And so at the end of the day, here's what it is. Trump is believing the hype that they wrote for him. I know it feels good to play a role, but you should know when to come back. Come back, sir. I'm going to need you to step away from the role, baby. Come on back. Come on out of that role and just calm down. because you are not Rocky. Y'all, please believe President Trump is going full-fledged into this role. Let's hear the rest of this. We ain't got that much longer.
Goals, then guys, you're naive. He will absolutely do that to achieve his goals. Number two, you got to remember, it doesn't matter who he is, what party he represents. If you voted for him, you didn't vote for him, he's Republic, he's Democrat, whatever the case may be, he is still an instrument and a vessel that God will use ultimately to fulfill his purpose and to fulfill Bible prophecy. So don't be shocked and dismayed if in the next 3 years you begin to see the heart of Trump turn against Israel, where he begins to put international pressure on.
Obviously, he don't know what's going on in the news right now. We don't be knowing everything. So obviously, he do not know that Trump is right now talking about dividing Israel. So Brother Ricky don't know that. He's saying maybe 3 years from now, President Trump may turn on Israel. He's turning on them now. He's trying to convince them, and the other people that they're trying to get a deal with, he's trying to convince them to come to an agreement. And the only way they're trying to come to this agreement is if they could divide Israel. So that's what the whole point of tonight's video is about, that's on the table. Dividing Israel is on the table right now. He's saying 3 years from now, this is happening right now, Brother Ricky.
On them to give up peace, or excuse me, to give up land for quote unquote peace. Eventually it's got to happen, by the way, because when you get to Ezekiel 38, 39, Gog-Magog war, it tells you that the state of Israel in that war is they're a place of unwalled villages. They have no gates. They have no bars. They're in a place of complete peace and harmony and safety. But then God himself puts hooks in the jaws of the enemies of Israel and brings them down to Israel in the latter days of Israel. We would call this the last days. Now, meanwhile, in Washington, it's no secret that Elon Musk and Donald Trump are in the middle of a falling out. They had a major falling out. They allegedly was trying to work things out, but now it's just crumbling again. In the latest, I want to show you this article. Let me bring this up here. This is, and multiple outlets have reported this. Elon Musk just made his starkest political threat since the election. What in the world is this about? After declaring he was stepping away from the political spotlight, Elon Musk is back at it again. As the Senate debated Trump's big, beautiful bill on Monday before a final vote, Musk went public and issued a stark warning on his social media platform.
On the other, Elon Musk has just weighed in on anyone voting yes, quoting him now, every member of Congress who campaigned on reducing government spending and then immediately voted for the biggest debt increase in history should hang their head in shame. And if that weren't enough, he adds, and they will lose their primary next year if it is the last thing I do on this earth. Now, given that his Mars mission won't be ready to go for years, that's a lot of primaries. But that's not all. He also reiterated his call from 3 weeks ago for a new political party and says he would start one a day after the bill passes.
Elon Musk went on further, and he basically said that the proposed bill could reshape the digital landscape. He voiced his concern, labeling the legislation as a significant threat to free speech and innovation. According to Musk, the bill in question aims to impose stricter regulations on tech companies, particularly in how they handle content moderation and user data. He, quote, I see this as direct attack on the principles that make the internet a place for open dialogue.
Most recently, Trump writing on Truth Social that Musk may get more subsidies than any human being in history so far, and that Elon would probably have to close up shop and head back to South Africa without subsidies. Tyler, is this just palace intrigue, or could this have real ramifications?
Well, I think it's probably a little bit of both. One, this is starting to veer into the personal again with President Trump also appearing to threaten in his post on Truth Social that there should be some sort of investigation because Elon Musk has benefited from government subsidies. He also said that he made clear to Musk when they started working together that he had long been against the tax credits under the Inflation Reduction Act, which we know was considered to be a main policy priority for the Biden administration. But when we actually look at some of the tangible ramifications here, we did get one indication that the money really is starting to flow from both sides. President Trump has threatened to primary Thomas Massie, a Republican from Kentucky in the House, who has said that he will not vote for this bill. And he actually did make good on that promise. The political arm of his campaign operation launched a super PAC against Thomas Massie. But then we had Elon Musk yesterday confirming that he donated to Thomas Massie's campaign, really putting their money where they're saying that they would. And that's going to be a really interesting dynamic to watch if we see money flooding in from both sides. Because, Danny, keep in mind, Elon Musk contributed more than $290 million during the 2024 cycle to both the White House race, but also to congressional races, which made him the largest U.S. political donor during the cycle.
Meanwhile, another warning came out. The Trump administration is building a, quote, national citizenship data system. According to NPR, the Trump administration has for the first time ever built a searchable national citizenship data system. The tool, which is being rolled out in phases, is designed to be used by state and local election officials to give them an easier way to ensure only citizens are voting. But it was developed rapidly without a public process, and some of those officials are already worrying, about what else it could be used for. NPR is the first news organization to report the details of the new system. Legal experts told NPR they were alarmed that a development of this magnitude was already underway without a transparent and public process. Quote, that is a debate that needs to play out in public settings, said John Davison, the director of litigation at the nonprofit Electronic Privacy Information Center. Quote, it's one that deserves public scrutiny and sunlight, that deserves the participation of elected representatives, that deserves opportunities for the public to weigh in through public comment and testimony. Now, here's Ron Paul also came out and said that President Trump is, quote, unleashing a great, big, ugly surveillance state. Now, according to Ron Paul, this database that Trump is constructing and has built, again, he's working through this company called Palantir. We did a whole podcast on that. Don't want to go into complete details about that because, again, we would just be rehashing a lot of this, but I'm going to read this. This is a database consisting of all the information of American citizens collected by various federal agencies such as the Social Security Administration, the Department of Health and Human Services, and the Pentagon. All of this would be, quote, a major step in creating a total surveillance state. Let me say that again. According to Ron Paul, this database, again, will consist of all of the information of American citizens collected by these major federal agencies. We're talking about Social Security Administration, the Department of Health and Human Services, and the Pentagon. All of this, according to Ron Paul, would be a major step, and he's not the only one sounding the alarm on this. Even Elon Musk now, we just showed you that, is coming out warning about this, is creating a total surveillance state. This database could come in handy to future Dr. Fauci seeking to enforce mask and vaccine mandates. Guys, he's not wrong. Whether you like Ron Paul or you don't, he's absolutely correct on this. Those with access to this database, again, he's talking about in the future. He's looking, and he's like we are. We look out into the future because
that's how
I'm not saying Ron Paul's a believer, but
that's how I'm saying. And Elon Musk is not wrong either. A lot of people looking at, they feuding, but Elon Musk has some very important interests that he is concerned about. And as you and I should be, he's concerned about his well-being and his investments and his company and how well he's going to be doing in America. He's concerned about the tariffs that President Trump levied on all these people, how it's going to affect him. So he's talking for the people that they want to know how this is going to affect them. If he's a billionaire and he's concerned about how this is going to affect him, just imagine how much more should we be concerned how this is going to affect us, because we ain't a billionaire. And on top of that, he's concerned about all of this with the surveillance state and censorship and everything, because he have a platform and he want to continue to be vocal, even though he's controversial. And he's saying, I still want my freedom. Well, guess what? You may be saying, oh, they fussing now, but he telling the truth. It don't have nothing to do with that. Like, I don't know who this man is, Ron Paul or whatever, but like he just said, he's telling the truth, even though he's not saved. And if you're looking at through the eyes of the Spirit of God, you will be able to say, well, I understand what Elon Musk is saying, because for once and for all, he is considering the well-being of himself or the people. I'm going to say that. That's what he's saying. And it don't take a rocket science to see Elon Musk is right in this case. Okay? That's what I said. Just what he just said about Ron Paul, I said the same thing about Elon.
Let's go back to, again, we talk about end time headlines. What is it? News and headlines from a prophetic perspective, right? We're talking about the beast system here. This is all setting the stage for the beast system. This database could come in handy for, again, future Dr. Fauci seeking to enforce mask and vaccine mandates. Those with access to this database could see, quote, personal health records, education records, and tax returns of all of us, including you. They may even be able to see how many firearms individuals have purchased and if they were associated with any organizations the government has labeled extremist. Are y'all paying attention now, or are you still asleep? Look at this. The abandonment of liberty because fear drives people to trust government promises of safety is a phenomenon we have witnessed several times in this century. Hello, pandemic. An obvious example is the way many former friends of freedom supported the Patriot Act and other infringements on liberty following the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks. Yes, that's another great example. We also saw it during the COVID hysteria, when many embraced mask and vaccine mandates. Following the 2008 market meltdown, normally rather staunch opponents of government intervention supported the bailouts because they agreed with then President George W. Bush, who said he had, quote, abandoned free market principles to save the free market system. This is, again, we're driving it home here, guys. Let me recap this a little bit. We got about 10 minutes. We're going to close this program out today. So we've got all eyes are on Washington. All eyes are on the Middle East. We got the formation, the framework of the Abraham Accords. In the midst of that is this proposal of this two-state solution. This is all in the framework of this. This is being worked out. And we don't know all the strings that's being pulled and the strings attached to this and the contingencies and the requirements. And I believe Israel's being pressured. I believe Trump behind the scenes is pressuring Israel more than what we're being told. I absolutely believe that. We don't know what's going to be the outcome of this. We're going to stand by. We're going to keep an eye on this. We're going to watch this for the next couple of weeks. Meanwhile, you've got this falling out in the MAGA community with Trump and Elon. Elon is a whistleblower now saying that.
So guys, there is a link that is on my Facebook page that say that your Facebook page is flagged and . Please do not click on it. That is an actual virus, or that's people that is trying to hack your account. Whenever they tell you something like that, do not click on it. I'm not clicking on it. Okay. So at the end of the day, he's recapping.
He's saying the same thing Ron Paul is. He's warning about hidden in this bill is the threat to our freedoms. This massive surveillance system. Even Joe Rogan, we talked about this on an earlier podcast, how he came out and said buried in the pages of this bill is the writing of basically that there's not going to be any regulations on artificial intelligence for the next 10 years. And we gave our opinion on why that is. I believe 100% the reason why the Trump administration does not want any regulations on artificial intelligence is because that would put a huge damper on the project of Stargate, which they want in the next 5 years to have that fully established, which consequently involves a massive database system. So guys, come on, is anybody paying attention? Are you awake in the podcast tonight? Are you on Apple, on Spotify? Are you paying attention out there? Are you paying attention in the chat on YouTube, on Rumble? Are you wherever you're watching? Are you seeing how all of this is coming together? So I want to leave you, as always, with Luke 21:28. We're not to worry, we're not to fret, we're not to be discouraged nor dismayed. But Jesus said, when you begin to see all of these things coming to pass, look up and lift up your heads, because your redemption is drawing near. Listen, endtimeheadlines.org, endtimeheadlines.com. That's going to be our main website. Be sure to bookmark the site, download the free app, get it today, hit yes to push notifications, all breaking news, prophecy update, podcast, live sessions that we do, the devotionals, all that's going to be right there. It's going to alert you right there on your fingertips. And as always, guys, we want to give an opportunity. If this ministry blesses you, informs you, equips you, all of the above, we would love for you to pray about becoming a monthly partner. You can do that 2 different ways. You can give electronically through the app, through the website, various ways electronically to do that. You can hit the support tab at the top of the YouTube chat, or if you're watching a rebroadcast of this, or in your regular comment section, you'll see that on YouTube as well. On Rumble, again, just go to endtimeheadlines.org. You can find all that information there. You can give that way, or you can give by check or money order, and you can make it out to right there on your screen. End Time Headlines, P.O. Box 1391.
So guys, when you give into this ministry, we're going to start supporting him from time to time, because we do so into other ministries, and I want you guys to always be a blessing back where you are being fed and where you are discipled at. But we will start. If you sow into the fueling station once our tithe and offering is accumulated, we will sow into Brother Ricky's ministry, because I really do believe in what he's doing. I always support Prophetic End Time Ministries from this ministry, because we are very few and far between, and we are very I love the other workers that if I share with you some of their work, I know that they are good and they are alerting God's people. And if it wouldn't be for prophetic ministries, end time ministries like this one, and Brother Ricky's and some of the others, some of the things that God is trying to reveal to his people would not be revealed. Okay. So if God places it on your heart to sow into this ministry, you could do so through these means here. And you can also join our YouTube page, and that is a monthly subscription. And you will be able to be a blessing to this ministry by doing so. Guys, I got to get up off of here, but this is our mandate. These are the things that is pressing before the heavens and before us right now. And God is expecting his people to catch it and begin to intercede. Okay. We're going to be on Clubhouse tomorrow at 7:30. And it may be a little earlier, maybe it'll be a little less, okay? But a little later. But nevertheless, we'll be over there as a ministry, and we're going to be interceding and praying, okay? Love you much. I hope and pray to God that you learned a lot on tonight. Hopefully you will. Yes, I do. We have it as my Cash App is up there, $ Apostle Abigail. We changed it. And anybody that sold to any means that you sow through, please put on there in the for, when it says what is for, put not for goods or services. Not for goods or for services. I do that for everything. Not for goods and for services, because the reason that they went and cut our first Cash App off, or they left it on. They wanted to make it a business Cash App, but they wanted to charge you 3% interest on all of the transactions. And we was like, oh no, because Ain't no way you're supposed to be giving to the kingdom of God and giving you your cut, because the government don't have nothing to do with that. You don't have to give a percentage to the government. And so we got our new Cash App. It's $Apostle. But I want you to specifically put in the for section, put no, not for goods or services. In other words, you didn't pay for no kind of goods and you didn't pay for no kind of services. Okay. And do that, and that helps us out when you do that. Those of you that are sowing throughout the week, I do get your seed, and I let you know through Cash App by putting prayer hands that I got your seed. Any other way, I'll inbox you and let you know I got it by sending you a thank you for sowing to the ministry. Okay. So with that being said, guys, I love you, and we are going to see Bible prophecy fulfilled in our day. I told y'all, God told me to write the book, and I wrote the book, and it's called We Are That Generation. We are the generation that is going to see the fulfillment of the things that is to come. Thank you. I got your seed. It just came through. So, guys, I love you. May God bless you 100-fold return. Those of you, I think K-Max say he sent something through Walmart. I have no clue. I didn't know. So you got to let me know. Okay. I can't go pick it up at Walmart if I don't have the number that they give to you. So if you sold from cash through Walmart, all you have to do is put my name, Abigail Price. That's all they gonna ask me for. They're not gonna ask you where she lived. They're not gonna ask you for her phone number. They're gonna give you a number, and you're gonna give me the number. When I go to Walmart, I'll give them the number. They'll ask me for my license. I'll show it. They'll give me the number. They'll give me the cash. Okay. So that's how it works. So thank you, thank you, thank you. May God keep us. And he said he would. So I'm not even scared. Whatever gonna happen, like he said, it's gonna happen. Like he said that, and that's confirmation of what God told me just now before I saw his video. God says when they say peace and safety, that means they're going to divide the land, and they're going to do it in the name of peace. And when they do that, sudden destruction is going to come. But when they do that, we're going to be under the pavilion of God. That's the reason why you got to live holy and live right before God. Because when devastation comes, you don't have to do nothing different. But imagine how many people that don't even know what's about to hit this earth. Imagine that. Imagine you never would have ran into a prophetic end time ministry and you wouldn't have known this. Imagine that. Imagine the people that don't even know something coming, but they go to church every Sunday. Imagine they should be scared. They not going to know what's happening. And so just be thanking God that you are privileged enough to know what is happening. Okay. I'm going to go to sleep. I don't even think I'm going to take my makeup off because I need to get up that early in the morning. I'm going to have to leave this makeup on, baby. Hello. Y'all ever went to sleep with the makeup on and you want to you want to look good and you don't want to get up and put your makeup on? I'm going to be up in about 4-5 more hours, so I'm going to leave the makeup on. How about that? Leave the earrings on too. So guys, I love you. I inconvenience myself to do this, but I'll do it again because anything that you do for Christ, anything that you do for what if we needed this word right now? I believe we did because you didn't even know this was happening. And so you wouldn't even be praying for this because you didn't even know this was happening. And so that's why I would inconvenience myself again, because one day all of this inconvenience ain't gonna even be there no more. One day it's gonna be worth it all that you sacrificed everything for the kingdom. And then you'll be looking at setting spray. LOL, baby. I know about that. Trust me. I'm going to spray my face and go lay down. Bye, everybody. See you guys on Clubhouse on tomorrow. All right, I'm gonna show y'all how cute my hair. I was in the process of braiding my hair, and I know this look like a style right here, but that ain't the style. Wait till you see how cute it's gonna be when it comes all together. The back gonna be hanging. This side is gonna be hanging. This side, these braids right here come down on and flip over, or the other way. I think it flip over from this side. Like, look, I can't do it on this camera. this side gonna flip over. I can't do it. They got me going. My videos are mirrored backwards. So this side, I can't do it. This side is gonna flip over to this side like that. And it's gonna hang. And then the back is gonna hang, and then on the end they're gonna have spiral curls. So that's why I was showing y'all the back. It's still not braided. I just pinned it up. So I wore them braids a long time. Them other braids I wore them for 2 months, and y'all, my hair done grew so fast. Y'all know I had just cut a chia pet fro. Y'all remember when I had cut my hair and I dyed it blonde and it was short like this? My hair is about like this now. My hair is that long. I ain't cutting it no more. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm over the cutting phase. I'm gonna just let my hair grow, and I know I ain't gonna wear it anyway, so I'll be wearing braids and stuff like that. So, and you cut your hair and then you put weave in. How dumb that is. That's real dumb. Okay. Sometimes we be just feeling, let me see who hair I wanted. Y'all know that lady named Neva. I think she won American's Top Model, and we kind of, I ain't gonna say we favor because she cute, cuter than me, but we got that bright skin and them bright brown color eyes. And I was looking at her, I say, you know, that blonde hair would really look good on me like that. And I say, we the same color, we got the same color hair and same color eyes. So I say, I'm going blonde and short, all bald. And then soon as I did that, about a month later, I stopped wearing it. And I'm like, okay, that's real dumb. So, and I really do like blonde hair, but I like my hair to be healthy. And I wanted to just tell y'all that blonde hair is beautiful, and I know people like it. I could wear a blonde wig, but I like my real hair to be healthy. So when you really want your hair to be healthy, you're not gonna put, and everybody be like, "Oh my God, you look better with blonde hair." I don't care about all that. I understand I look better with blonde hair. I do know that, but I want my real hair on my head that come out of my scalp to be healthy. Okay. One day my hair gonna turn all white and it's still gonna be healthy. That's all I care about. I don't care about color when it comes to my natural hair. I want my hair to be healthy. Color don't mean nothing to me unless I'm bald headed. Now, if I'm bald headed, I don't care about no color because I ain't worried about my hair growing when I'm bald headed. So that's just something I think most beauticians would only think about. Like, I'm a beautician, so, or a hairstylist. I would never think about my hair being healthy unless I was a hairstylist. So I can never look at somebody's hair if it's damaged and I'm gonna like it. I'm like, oh, I like your color, but it's damaged. I ain't gonna like it. I ain't gonna like the color, and I ain't gonna like the damage to it. So me personally, I always go back to my own natural color, and it don't be nothing wrong with the color. I just like healthy hair. So when y'all see my hair going back black, it's because I want it to be healthy. Okay. That might be a little tip for some of y'all. All right, let me get up off of here. I love y'all. I will see y'all over there on tomorrow. Me, Minister Samuel, and Sister Ashley will be all over there. Okay? Bye-bye.